Hey guys, welcome back. So in my last video, I spoke about why letting AI represent you is kind of scary, at least in the public forums, and why restraint matters more than intelligence because intelligence isn't hard anymore. We figured that out through LLMs, but how much control you want to give and how much restraint and guardrails you want to set, how much governed you could make is what uh, is the future about. Albeit some want to run it without any guardrails, and I think that's completely fine. This is nothing inherently wrong about it, but others would find that nefarious, if you will, or not authentic. So in this video, I want to talk about exactly how I use parallel universe so that it doesn't do anything off rail or egregious in the bad sense. So let's get started. Most people think the hardest part in having your AI engage publicly, at least in forums like X or LinkedIn, for that matter, is generating replies or contextual replies, right? But it's once you figure it out, it's actually not that hard. The hardest part is deciding when not to reply and how not to reply or how to reply, right? So instead of showing all the features or whatnot, I want to show you how you could set guardrails so that you feel safe and understand that you could delegate your presence without actually delegating your judgment. And that's the whole point of this, right? Because there are automation tools out there that will allow you to do mass automations. However, they don't really hone in on you as a person. What do you care about, right? But this is a step towards that. And so let's see how I can set different guardrails. And if you do end up trying it out, I want to really understand how you guys would go about this, and if any feedbacks or comments that you guys could give, I'd really appreciate. Because again, I said we're building this in public, and I really want to document this journey and just get a feel for how people would use it. So the link's in the description, by the way, if you guys want to come check it out. It's early access, and you get 25% off. So again, this is not like a video where I'm trying to promote my stuff. I'm just saying, hey, you know what? It's a forum that I think people in my boat would definitely feel this useful, or at least once they start using it, they definitely feel useful. And for those folks, I think I really want to make sure this tool is reached out to them. So if you come here, since I've already signed in, I just click on signing, it'll just log me in, and this is kind of like the dashboard and whatnot. And so you could see that this is a chat interface where you could chat with your agent, and essentially the way this works. But before I even talk about the way this works, I want to make sure that you guys feel completely safe using this product. So that's why let's go to settings and see all the things that is encapsulated here, so that how you could customize this and how you can, when you let an agent do this, you're actively performing continual learning so that the agent doesn't go off script or off guard, and you are at peace in the back of your mind that knowing the agent is running, it's not doing anything that you wouldn't do personally, right? So once you come to the settings, or actually if you just if you're the first time user, you just sign up, this thing is the first thing that pops up. It's the onboarding journey, and since I've already set it up, I access that in the settings page. So define how the AI represents you in public. This is very important. So at least for me, I'm analytical, curious, opinionated, educational, casual. And what's my primary intent of using this product? And so you click on it. So you want to stay present, keep up, stay on top of conversation, avoid missing, reduce load, experiment, and see what AI can do. However, this experiment is a bit of asterisk in the sense that it's not just for anybody just wants to experiment it. This is for serious X users who understand the value of being on X, and understand that you have your life going on. However, you also want to grow on X, and you want to kind of offload a lot of the overhead to the agent if it's available. So that's what it is. So I like to stay present to maintain visibility so that people know what I'm doing and whatnot. The AI initiation comfort. So if you click on it, it asks you, hey, what is your comfort level on the AI trying to initiate conversations or initiate on replying to different threads or whatnot. So you have different options: only safe, extremely conservative, thoughtful and cautious, balanced, mix of caution, and initiative, decide later. So I would highly just suggest you guys to kind of choose the one. I like balance because my account is still very nascent. I have about 900 odd followers, and I'm not too very worried about missing or not doing things because I care too much about the optics, if you will. So I like to keep it balanced, but however you feel safe depending on your audience count or follower count or whatever, or what you want to do. So you could stay balanced, and this is where I honestly feel safe using this product. And if not for this, if the AI kind of responded to everything, I wouldn't personally use this. Even if I would have built this, if just the AI goes about responding to everything without having any sort of guardrails or any sort of a picking mechanism, it's it's not really good, right? So, well, it might look conservative, but that's really the point, because in real life, you're not going to engage in all the posts, right? If you were to be active on X, so we want to kind of capture that sentiment and have it across. So here we have the topics that I would never want my AI to engage with. It could be politics. Again, this is controversial. If your account is politically oriented, or you're posting different things of your opinions or whatnot, you could feel free to change it. But this is me. So I don't want it to involve in politics, religion, sexual content, mental health. I think mental health I discarded because it could do more better. And I like to kind of understand, read different posts with mental health, and probably even engage even. So no personal relationships, controversial social issues, legal medical advice, drama, and beef. So I don't definitely want my agent to engage in any of these kind of sentiment. So I have chosen that. And debate preference. If it does decide to engage, for instance, mental health, here the AI decides. You have different options: avoid all, never disagree or debate, light only, balanced, case by case. So I have case by case, and I let the AI decide. And the reason is because in the background, I have implemented continual learning in the sense that it takes feedback signals from you as the user iteratively over time, and it kind of have the AI adapt to those nuances. And so that's why I set a case by case basis. And if you have any blocked accounts that you definitely don't want to engage with, you could add that here. However, I think the better approach is to block those accounts on X itself, so that those posts never show up, things in that nature. And engagement boundaries, control frequency and timing of AI engagement. So you don't want to be looking like the whole point of this is to make sure that we're not spamming the platform, right, or spamming through your account. And we don't want to look like that. We want to look professionals. And the sole purpose of doing this is because you don't have the time in your hand to engage and build community, but you definitely want to still leverage it and using AI. So that's why we want to do this in the first place. So that's why I only kept 10 replies per day. However, you could tweak it, change it, whatever. And active hours, 9 to 6 p.m. in my time zone specific. Always observe, configure later. And priority types. So technical discussions, threads I'm in, people I follow, my expertise areas, high signal posts. So this is all in the background. AI is going to take care of all of this. It sees the metrics, understands what to engage with, what not to engage with, understands you as a person, what you would engage with, so on and so forth. So risk and restraint. This is the next important stuff. Calibrate how AI handles uncertainty. If the AI is encountering a post or a comment that it's kind of uncertain as to what to do, you can take specific actions. So here you could say, if you really care about it and you wanted to review it, you would say don't do anything, skip, save for review, queue for approval. So this is where the AI is going to later come and ask, hey, look, I saw this and I was not really confident, but I want your opinion. And this is almost like the continual learning part of it. And reply cautiously. This is where the reply would be neutral, so that it does not engage in anything controversial. Decide dynamically. AI assesses for each case. So, and again, I put AI because obviously in the background, like I said, we have this continual learning and it gets better over time. So yeah, emotional posts. So never engage, observe only, neutral only, respond without matching emotions. So, well, I don't like to engage with any emotional posts per se, unless it's a founder trying to talk about their success or their failures or their hardships. And in which case, I think in retrospect, I want to change this. Observe only, watch but don't interact, or neutral, respond without matching emotions. I don't think that's the right approach. So I just say observe but don't interact. So the next thing is what outcome is worse for you? Is it that I'd rather miss opportunities than risk embarrassment? Meaning I'd rather not engage in a post than AI do something stupid. Well, in the sense of stupid, it does not mean it's being oblivious or it's just blatantly doing something not right. When I say stupid, it's probably it's not very to the point and it's not exactly what you would do. So in that case, you could select this option. Or if you're like me, that you're still a small account, but you understand that you want to grow it. So, and you don't really mind sounding stupid. So in those cases, you'd say missing opportunities is the worst outcome for me. So I don't want to miss opportunities personally. So that is pretty much it. And this is just the agent behavior, auto posting. You can schedule different posts and whatnot, and you could do auto posting. So, so this is essentially what let me just zoom out a bit. Yeah. what the guardrails and everything are that is set, so that you understand and you feel safe when having these AI agents kind of do their thing in the background while you're actually focusing on your work. And I believe the growth really happens when you focus on your business or whatever you're doing. If you're a founder, if you're a researcher, instead of having to spend time on engaging and building a community, which is important, but probably not the highest leverage lever that you could pull, at least initially, as I've already spoken to you about. So yeah, this is pretty much it as for the settings page. But when you come here, I've already used it, so it essentially creates a VNC that you could connect to, and I'm already connected. If it doesn't connect, you can just say click on X to connect. Keep in mind, this does need an extension, so you can download this extension here. You click on download and it'll download an extension, and I can probably make another video on how you could set up that extension. It's fairly straightforward, and once that's there, you go to your X account, reload your X page, and you could see that X would be connected. So you come here, I go to my X, and it should be connected. So yeah, you see it says connected and it picks up my name. I'm also actively working on making this extension itself better, so that you're not sharing your password, you're not sharing anything of that nature. And this is this is time bound; it expires, so nothing here stays until and unless you don't give permission to. So that way, we're not getting any of your backend passwords or whatever for that instance. And yeah, so once that is set up, you have your X account, and this is essentially where you can interact with your posts and whatnot, and you could change your LLMs that you want to have. I've seen Sonnet does pretty good job, but I think GPT is really better when it comes to matching your tone and things of that nature. So feel free to figure it out, play around. When you do sign up, I really would love your feedback and what works or where you would use it and what you want me to optimize, because this is still very nascent, and I want you really guys to test it out. So that's one thing. And then we have this content calendar system where you can schedule different posts and have this AI kind of create different posts for you. You can edit it, you can reject it, and things of that nature, so that it's all scheduled. You don't have to do much. You can approve it, and things of that nature. And here's where your analytics come as to what happens over time. And I'm actively still building on this. How much comments? So when the AI agent kind of comments, right? What is actually happening? You could see this. This was my top comment that AI generated. It has 24 likes, 2 replies. You can click on it; it'll take you there. And you could see it has like 7,650 views, which is pretty good. And I just want to kind of read this. So it says, a few software engineers at some of the best tech told me this week, my entire job these days is just prompting Cursor or Claude with Office 4.5 to do what I need and sanity checking it. We've crossed some intangible threshold of AI generalizing to most software. And it sees the post, it's liked it, and added a respectable comment. Yeah, Cursor hit 100 million ARR in 12 months, and 41% of all code is AI generated. But the tricky part nobody talks about, security issues jumped 322%. So we're shipping faster, but we're also patching faster. LOL. And this is exactly the way I would post, or this is the kind of post that I would definitely engage with, right? And this is, that's the thing. Like, it does not engage on every other post it sees. It understands your tone, if you would engage or not, and only when it is very certain that you're going to engage, is it going to go ahead, create a reply, and engage. So so feel free to play around. Still being actively worked upon. And yeah, any feedbacks, anything, please do let me know. This is just scratching the surface. There's a lot we could do with it. But again, I just want to make it very clear, this is not for everybody. This is for people who really care about growing. And obviously, this is not going to guarantee growth. Nowhere am I saying, oh, you use this product, you're going to grow overnight. No, definitely not. All I'm saying is, we have different automation tools out there, but none of them capture your sentiment, the way you would engage, and kind of do that for you in the background while you're focusing on what matters for you. So that is my promise to you. The promise is the AI agent becomes really good at understanding what you want and how you would engage with, and only engages in those kinds of posts. And now the byproduct of that could be growth, people liking your comment, more views, and followers even. But again, this is not a growth, or this is not going to promise you growth, but as a byproduct, definitely is. So yeah, and I would like to, I think, make more videos on how to use this platform, but it's just scratching the surface. If you have any questions, feel free to know. I would really encourage you guys to test it out and give me some honest and brutal feedbacks. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. So let's keep the journey going, trying to build in public. So take care, guys.